Thank you so much for being here today. And thank you so much for attending Breath Awake recently. So it's a privilege to have you. It's a privilege to have fun and joy with you all last weekend. So today I'm going to share my experience with scuba diving. So this experience goes way back to 2019. So as usual, I went to India. Like every summer, I usually visit to India. That year, say as planned, I have been to India along with my son Rishi to visit my parents as well as attend my cousin's wedding. So it was one of the trip which is filled with laughter, fun, joy, celebrations, family time. So a few weeks later, I was pleasantly surprised to know that I was 8 weeks pregnant. It felt unexpected, but beautiful at the same time. So after a few days after confirming the pregnancy, I felt a little nauseated, little tired, restlessness in the legs. But were earlier, 3 to 4 months earlier than this trip, myself and my husband planned for Andaman trip. So Andaman Nicobars are the closest islands near to India. So we planned to go there. So I was a little bit hesitant and doubtful. So I was in a very early stage in the pregnancy. Do I really go to this trip? Do I really need this trip? So, but he said, okay, we booked everything. So you're feeling fine, right? Let's go. And I said, okay. The flight was very short, but there's I need to take a jetty ride, like a ferry ride to the inside to the islands. So it was pretty long, about 8 to 9 hours in the day. So that was very tiring and exhausting to me. And so we checked in into a resort. It was very beautiful. And we went to several beaches. We went to Andaman jail. And then we saw some museums. So we enjoyed all the tropical foods like pineapples, coconuts, all the tropical dishes of Andaman area. So after that, while coming back to the resort, we saw a board called Scuba Diving Center. So I somehow it got clicked to me. I said, okay, Raja, I'll see this board. Maybe we should try this. He said, okay, let's do it tomorrow. And we called them and we made reservations the night before. And before going to bed, right, that's when I realized I was pregnant. Until then, it didn't hit me. It hit me just before going to bed. And I woke Raja and I said, Raja, what do you think? So I am okay if you are okay. That's what he said. Then I took some few moments to contemplate on it and finally said, okay, maybe we should do it. And we both agreed to that and we slept that night. And then next day morning, we went to the scuba diving center. So there we did some preliminary, all those paperwork, disclaimers that whatever happens there, it's not their liability, such things. We saw some training videos, how to communicate during scuba diving, what the worst could happen, what the best could happen, all such things. And later, after watching the video, they gave all the gear to us and made us to go into uh, the what is it called, the trainer, scuba diving trainer. So we went and met him, and he was showing the demo how to use the gear, the mouthpiece, the oxygen cylinders, how to communicate, saying okay, going up, going down. So if you're not feeling well, you should do this. All the gestures, how to communicate under the water. So everything felt okay on the land. Everything felt okay. Yeah, yeah. This is very simple and easy, easy peasy. Where we can do this, right? And then slowly up from the shore, they train about 20-30 minutes. They made you go under the water and they made you experience how to breathe to the mouthpiece, how to show the signals under the water, and all such preliminary training. So everything felt okay at that moment, felt very easy. And they took us in the small boat and into the ocean, about 20-30 minutes into the ocean, so where the coral reefs are. So we went in there and my husband got into the water, jumped into the water first, along with his guide. So then my turn was the next. So the minute I jumped into the water, I could see nothing than the pale blue sea everywhere. Above me, below me, side of me, everywhere is just blue sea. I didn't see my husband, I didn't see his guide, I didn't see my guide, I didn't see the boat. And something inside panicked. I don't know what to do. There's nothing else here, just the wide blue, tail blue sea. It's so wide that I never saw that wideness in my life. And it's so silent, nobody there. And the worst thing I can do with the scuba diving is to take off the mouthpiece. So I took it out unconsciously with the fear, with the panic mode. I just pulled my mouthpiece out. The minute I took it out, I was started drowning. They put some weights onto your waist to go so that it'll be easy for us to dive deep. So since I had the weights, so since I took the mouthpiece off, I was not floating. So I was going down, down, down. And immediately my tour guide also panicked and he pulled me out of the water. And I was coming out of the water, floating on the water, looking at the wide blue sky, felt like a real miracle to me. It is a very great relief I felt. What a great relief. This is the safe location where I need to be. The tour guide looked at me and said, "What happened, Divya? The worst thing I trained you was taking the mouthpiece, and why did you do that?" I have no answers for him. I said, "I'm sorry. I didn't know what to do under the water. I was so panicked." And he said, "Okay, what do we do next? Do you want to go in the boat and wait for until your husband return, or do you want to continue?" So I asked him, "Give me a few moments." So I was holding onto the boat really tight. I was floating in the water, and I closed my eyes. So there's a big battle going in the mind. So one way the mind says, "Don't go. What if something happens? What if you can't breathe?" You know? Um, what else? What is the worst thing that could happen? Maybe you'll not go back home and you're pregnant now. Why do you take this risk? This risk? Just quit. It's safer to quit at this point. And there's so much of inner battle, but other way, my mind said, "It's okay. Give it a try. You came this far. You're just there. It's just a first experience for you. You never experienced this before in your life. So give it one more try." So there was a constant battle of my mind and my heart saying one says to go this way, other says to say not to go. And finally I got something from inside. It's okay. Take it easy and give your best and be here, be present. Don't even think about the future. Just give it a try. Go ahead. Trust yourself. All is well. And then slowly after a few minutes, I regained my strength. I regained my balance. I slowly let go of the boat and signaled my gate. Let's go now. So slowly he tightened the bags and everything. He put the oxygen cylinder on the mouthpiece and everything. And he told, "This time, Divya, don't even dare to pull out your mouthpiece. If you pull, I can't take it out. We're going deeper. It takes me a while to bring you back to the surface." I said, "Okay." I signaled him, "Okay." Then he slowly took me down. So 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet, around 15 feet, I saw the first fish. Have you ever seen the movie Finding Nemo? So I saw the clownfish, the orange and with white striped fish. So immediately my nut child said, "Oh, there is Nemo. Look at the Nemo." And few feet after 15, 17 feet, I saw Dory, the blue tang fish. Oh, Dory, I was tracking the Dory, I was tracking the Nemo. I just forgot where I was. I was so lost looking at these fishes, beautiful fishes. They're so bright. The water is so clear that you can see for a very long distance, or the coral reefs and all the beauties of the nature, the different colors, the vibrance of the deep sea. And then slowly, I was going a little bit more deeper and into the depth of the ocean. And all of a sudden, a big school of fishes. They're yellow and with silver, shiny silver, very small fish. They went across me. I mean, it felt like they went through me. So many fishes. They just passed through me, and they're just crawling around me. They're coming, going here and coming back. And at the corner of my eye, I saw a big giant purple octopus. I never seen such a big and purple octopus. It was so beautiful to watch it, and it just immediately vanished. The moment it's noticed my movement and my presence there, it just vanished. So it was a beautiful scene. It just as if being in the Nemo movie under the sea, not above the sea. And then after a few more minutes while going down, I suddenly felt dizzy, little bit of something going off. So I was not able to um, progress further into the depth. Then I signaled my tour guide. He said, okay, let's go up. So slowly we came up, looking at all these fishes, having that memory, right? And I was breathing so deeply. You don't have to breathe that deeply, but out of the fear and panic, I was breathing so deep and so shallow breaths. So that ended. We came up to the surface of the ocean. I was floating, just admiring the wide blue sky, and then slowly got into the boat. And my husband came, and we all came back to the shore. So coming back was the most, you know, frustrating, irritating feeling. So I was so nauseous. I just came from the scuba diving. Both of my ears was blocked. They were painful. I was nauseated, and slowly we came to the shore. I was still not walking right because my balance was off because of both my ears were clogged, and they were very painful. They don't pop and they don't release the pressure. So slowly we managed to get back on the bike and we came back to the hotel. So this experience is kind of very new to me. And the day before the night, right, I put my hand on my belly and said, okay, I am safe and you're going to be safe. And we three are going to do this adventure. Let's all have fun. That was the intention I had. So back in the mind, I still had some, you're pregnant, you can't do this. What if something goes wrong? Maybe you'll have a miscarriage. It's very early in the pregnancy. You're already tired. Why do you take risk? All this vanished. And it's a beautiful experience. So I still have that memories with me as I talk about this experience. Beautiful. So when sometimes, right, we don't see the benefit or the subtleness of what meditation does to us. We don't realize the potential, the inner talk we do, the affirmations we listen to every day, right? So when you're in the low moment, when the fear kicks in, when the fear gets overwhelmed, when the fear gets loud inside of you, these small inner affirmations, the self talk you have about yourself, the trust you build on you with your own practice is what anchors you. That's what it did to me. So, this whole experience is all about trusting your own self, trusting your inner voice. There always going to be fear. For all of us, nobody is superior, inferior. Nobody is great in this world. But how we manage our fear, how we keep it under control, and still take a step forward. It's not that we'll be successful every single step we take, but just taking the step, just convincing your mind it's okay. If fear is there, yes, you can be there, but still, I'm going to take a step forward. I'm going to experience this. I'm going to push my physical limits. Let me push my mental limits. Nothing is going to be, it's not the end of the world. Let me do this. That strength came through my inner voice. That strength came through the spiritual practices we do every single day. So that all my affirmation work that I did before that time, the several years of listening to affirmations, motivating my own self, having the positive self-talk really paid off in this trip. So that was my experience. So hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all maybe it empowered you a little bit in some way or other.